What's up guys, it's Taken here, and yeah, you've seen the title, there will be a new Mage Spec soon, and it was pretty clear that there will be a new soon, but we didn't get like the full spec and what it would look like. But yeah, thanks to the All Around Chaos Head website, and I always appreciate this website. It contains really any information about All Around Chaos, and yeah, it's pretty much like 99% sure that this will be the next Mage Spec. So yeah, let's get right into it. So here we are, and we have like the Elemental spec and the Stargazer spec, and what I first noticed on this both specs actually is like, where are the serious damage skills, because I didn't find any like the Elemental finishing or like the shockwave. So these were skills like they did a lot of damage even to several targets, and I didn't find any of these, but nevertheless I will just like briefly show you the spec. So let's start with the Elemental spec. Here we have the Flame Master, and this will permanently increase the effect of Elemental by 30% and decreases the Stargazer by 100% even. So it's like always, this spec will get stronger and the other one will get weaker. But also what I can find here is like the damage of fire spells is increased by 80%, yes, but also your spell power is increased by an amount of 100% of your wisdom, and this is a skill that you actually had to like really skill in the previous spec, so you don't have to do that anymore. Okay, the first skill, the Ice Storm. So this launches an ice meteor towards an enemy target, and other enemies within 6 meters around it will receive frost damage. And also you can upgrade this one, and with this Overcast Overseer, you will get like a 50% lower casting time on the Ice Storm, plus the damage you will deal with it is increased by 15%, and this can be stacked up by 2 times, so this is pretty much a skill you can use it several times and you will deal a lot damage. Next one is the Silent Rain, the Driving Hail. We don't have this skill in the spec, so this will just like implement. This is a basic skill that you always have no matter what for what talent tree you decided yourself, but this will silence the target for 3 seconds, and it's like the Blaze Prison from previous specs. Okay, the next one, the Lava Flow, targets in a cone in front of you, so it's like one of the Flame Knight skills which only hit like an area of effect, but right in front of you, so where your character is looking, they will receive fire damage, and you can even upgrade this one that it has a 100% to reset the time, the cooldown time of the Lava Flow. Here is the Windwalker, and this decreases the Elemental Flame spell enhancement effect by 100%, so there's no effect on it anymore, but for this you get like a movement speed of 10% for 5 seconds, and if you stack it up 3 times you have 30% movement speed, and especially in PvP this can be really useful when like dodging any DPS war or running out of any area of effect. So this is like the normal mage shield they had, and the special thing about this is now that you can pretty much upgrade it a lot with 10 points, and 10 points is a lot in a tree, you gotta consider this. So the first is the Heart of Fire, and when Glacial Shell is broken it has a 100% chance to trigger the Revenge buff on you, and this will increase your spell damage by 25% for 5 seconds. So this is like when it breaks you have a lot more damage as a mage for 5 seconds. The next one is the Flash Freeze, and when the Glacial Shell is broken you have a 20% chance, or wait, I upgraded it, it's now a 100% chance to cast a freezing effect that stuns any enemies within 6 meters for 3 seconds. So this is really amazing in PvP, because you gotta consider, the moment your shield breaks and you would actually take damage, any target around you is stunned immediately. So for enemy mages or like an archer this wouldn't count, but you gotta consider it, an enemy's around you, he would actually be just in term of hitting you really, because he broke your shield, but he will just get a stun for 3 seconds. So the next one, the Path of Lightning, and this increases your movement speed by 3 seconds, and it creates a wall of fire in your wake that will scorch your enemies. So it's an amazing text like, but what really does the skill do is you can upgrade it, and from that you can basically see what it does. So first of all, it increases your movement speed, yes, but when activating this you can also trigger the fire vulnerability on your enemies, and this is like the fire damage they receive is increased by 5%, and it can be stacked up by 5 times. So you gotta consider, you can run faster, plus the enemies you attack will receive a debuff, and in the end they could receive up to 25% more damage from you. Also, what you can upgrade here is the Path of Lightning will also now dispel stun conditions, but its cooldown time will be increased by 5 seconds, so I don't know what this cooldown time will be, but considering it will really give you a stun on this buff for a 5 seconds longer cooldown, I think the cooldown time of this won't be that long, considering 5 seconds should be like a long time in exchange for an additional stun. So the Fire Sphere, and this creates a rolling fireball that will scorch your enemies. Yeah, it sounds great as well, but if you upgrade it, it will decrease the casting time of Fire Sphere by 75%, so it's like a normal attack, and if you upgrade it, it has a shorter cooldown. I don't know how much damage this will actually deal, because it's like there's nothing written or not like equal to that and that amount of your spell power, so yeah, I will just see that in-game when it's out. Next is the Combat Cataclysm, and this will increase your spell's critical hit rate by an amount equal to 150% of your regular or the actual critical rate you have, plus it will give an additional 50% critical rate when your target is affected by a chilled or burning condition. So like you use the fire spell plus this, and then you get 150% plus 50% critical rate. So this is like the Skyfire we had in previous specs, so you will have a lot more critical chance, and it will be close to 100%, I think, so this is amazing. And the last one is, this is the Elemental Essence, and this instantly resets the cooldown time of Driving Hail, Howling Hurricane and the Glacial Shell, and this is like the Frost Mastery from the Ice Spec we have now, so not on every skill, but on the main and major skills for this spec, you will just like have no cooldown after using this. So it's like for emergencies or whatever in PvP, you just use this and have all your spells ready again. Okay, so here we have the Stargazer effect, and like basic gear, or no, not the gear, but this talent tree mastery will increase the effects of Stargazer by 30%, while it only decreases the effects of the elemental by 70%, compared to here the Stargazer got decreased by 100%, so here it's only 70% weaker from the elemental spec. So what else we have here? What is really interesting here is what we have seen in gear screenshots for the new mage gear is like healing power and spell power in mage gear combined, and this is like your spell power is increased by 50% from your current healing power, and your healing power is increased by 200% of your wisdom. So I don't know how this is gonna work out, but this will be pretty much like a healing and spell power spec, and pretty much to support your teams. So the first skill we have here is the Stars Aligned, and this will blast a target with shadow damage and inflicts an additional shadow dot debuff for 5 seconds. So it looks like pretty much from the sleep skill from the Sins, like an instant debuff you can cast on your enemies, but when looking at this, it's like the Dark Nova will trigger an effect that decreases the Stars Aligned casting time by 50%, so I'm pretty sure this is like the Winter Sleep, and it's not actually, because the target won't sleep, it will just like get a stun condition and it will receive damage, and you can stack this up. The Universal Balance, and this increases your enemy's mana costs, but also decreases the mana restoration of Event Horizon, so this is pretty amazing, because the enemy mana is like really the one that you should watch when you're in PvP, because when you see a healer at low mana, and you can like instantly kill him because he couldn't heal, so with this you will even use more mana and like get faster in the situation where he has no mana left. And also this decreases the mana restoration of Event Horizon, so I don't find or didn't find Event Horizon in this spec. This means it's like a basic skill as well, but this will like mean your enemy will lose more mana, but you won't restore any mana with your spec. Next one, the Galactic Halo heals a friendly target, so that's it. I don't know how much this is gonna be, but you can like pretty much upgrade this in later skills over here. So the next we have here is the Impenetrable Atmosphere, and when receiving any damage while your HP is below 25%, so this is like the Gift of Life from the healer, or like the EHL trinket for tanks. If your HP is below 25%, you have a 100% chance to trigger a shield around yourself, and it's like if your HP is below 25%, you will get instantly a shield, so it's like your HP is low and you get a shield, so you can't take any more damage. Next one is the Neutron Blast, and your critical Celestial Light and the Galactic Halo have a 100% chance to trigger a shield that absorbs damage, so it's like, I don't know if it's another shield, but if you trigger this one or cast it and the Celestial Light, you instantly get a shield that absorbs damage. So I don't know, this is like in exchange for the shield you could actually spec in the damage spec, so you don't have to like set an 2611 spec to get a shield here. You can get it like from these skills that you get it automatically. Next one is the Tranquil Nebula, and this heals party members within 10 meters. It's like the Ring of Healing, but you can upgrade it, and then it has a 100% chance to trigger an effect on enemies, and if they are affected by the Shadow Dot debuff, which you found down here, they will get, no, the debuff breaks on them, so they lose it, but for that, any allies within 10 meters will be healed. So I don't know, this will already heal it, so maybe you will get like a double heal if they, or if the enemies had a debuff on them, I don't know that, but yeah. Next one is the Planetary Alignment, and the Celestial Light, Galactic Halo and the Tranquil Nebula have a 25% to trigger an effect that decreases the next spell's casting time and mana cost by 100%, so this is really amazing considering you can instantly use any skill by a 25% chance if you use the Galactic Halo, so for healing your targets, or the Tranquil Nebula, or the Celestial Light, so we didn't find it here, so this is like the three basic healing skills you have. They will have a 25% chance to make your next spell like instantly getting spammed. The White Dwarf Unchained. This launches a volley of holy light at a target, healing them over 3 seconds, so it's like a mini restore just for 3 seconds. Alright, so you can upgrade the White Dwarf Unchained, and the first is the Gravity's Rainbow, and with this you will get a lower cooldown time by 45% on the Dwarf Unchained healing skill, but what this skill does is actually it decreases its healing effect by 100%, and yeah, I'm pretty much insecure what this will mean, because if you consider this will heal a target, but the healing gets decreased by 100%, it means it doesn't heal at all, while you get a 45% lower cooldown time, so I don't know how this is gonna work, if this is like 100% basic healing, which can't be decreased, because otherwise this will be like lower healing time, a longer cooldown time on a healing spell, which doesn't heal at all, so I don't know how this is gonna be after the spec is released. Also you can upgrade the White Dwarf Unchained with the Galactic Race, and what this does is basically the White Dwarf Unchained will trigger an effect on your targets, and these will get a 30% buff on the healing spells or the healing amount they receive, so this is like a buffing for your team members to get healing or to get healed more. The next we have is the Asteroid Belt, and this will shield a friendly target and absorbs damage, so it's like the Flame Knight tank skill we had, so it's pretty much the same. And also once the target is shielded, the target receives the weakness debuff, and they cannot be shielded again for 30 seconds, and this means like you give them the buff for 10 seconds to receive less damage, but also for the next 20 seconds you can't buff the same target again. If you upgrade the Silent Shadow, you will have a 25% higher critical rate, haste ratio by 25% is increased, and the movement speed is increased by 30%. So this is pretty much, if you use this one on a target, I don't know if it's like a transformation, but it's pretty much like the blood rain from a DPS boss, so you will lose HP over time, it's 2% per second, but for that you just get like a lot of movement speed, haste plus critical rate, and it's close to like the Skyfire or the Combat Cataclysm from the Elemental spec. So almost the last skill we have here is the Applied Relativity, and the Celestial Light and the Galactic Halo have a 20% chance to trigger an effect that decreases the duration of the weakness buff. So this is pretty much like you spec this one and the Galactic Halo plus the Celestial Light, which we still don't have in the spec here. They heal, or no, if you use them for healing or something, they have a 20% chance to trigger an effect that decreases the debuff time of this weakness effect we have here. So it's like you can use the Asteroid Belt more often or faster on the same target. And the last skill we have here in the spec is The asteroid belt affects all team members within 10 meters, so this is like amazing, and it's just like a huge support skill, because if you use this one plus upgraded it with the interstellar cloud cover, every team member of your team will receive 30% less damage, and the damage they receive is just like decreased by 30%. That's like a prey, so this is really an amazing team support class. Alright guys, so this was just my brief presentation of the new Mage spec we're gonna get soon, and I hope I didn't bore you, because it's pretty long and I know it's boring to like go through the skills in single, but yeah, I'm pretty excited to see it and to like test it out in game. And yeah, just let me hear what you think, or what do you think how this is gonna work out in game, how is this gonna change the PvP, or where can they be used, and yeah, just let me hear your opinion. And as always guys, this is Taken here, and stay tuned.